Good afternoon. Welcome to OptionsTender. I guess good evening, huh? I want to do this after hours. Had a little bit of time here, so want to check out. Since we had FOMC today, it appears we had a pretty good reversal reaction. So I want to update and look at some of the indicators and such before the extended weekend comes, and then we can go on the higher time frames during that extended weekend and show you what we're seeing. So far, reversal again, lower high at this point. So we're going to look at an equilibrium down at 65. We'll start off with a daily, and I also want to point out that either one of the memberships that I have come with the Discord, and one important aspect of the Discord I'd just like to bring up is the cheddar flow here. So we have the dark pool prints. And yesterday, one of our members pointed out that we had a $6.5 billion, very rare print at 750. So we knew that was in a very important level at 750. And we broke down from that level, okay? And not only did 750 continue to print today and after hours today, we also have IVV. That's also the S&P, you guys. We have almost 5 billion there. We have a couple more billion here. And then really far down, I just want to point this out for your reference and how good these can be, is we're probably going to see Avago, Broadcom, AVGO. We're probably going to see it move here. All right, we got some prints there. And sorry to waste your time, but I think it's important, and we'll be looking for a move tomorrow. Let's see if it happens. While the market bounces, we are getting a bounce over after hours here, but for an individual name to get a $2.3 billion dark pool print at 388, if by chance we open up a little bit down or near 388, that is a screaming buy, in my opinion, for Broadcom. So I just wanted to point that out, and we can continue. So here's our keep it simple. We have the bearish rising wedge. If we happen to go a little bit higher, which that probability has started to decrease, and I'll show you on the 65 on SPY why that is. If we do happen to go a little bit higher, then we have obvious points up top here that we'll be looking for. All right, we left off here the public video. We're going to pay attention to this megaphone here in the near term, because what I think is happening now, and we had our move down, so we can get rid of this one. We had our move back up, get rid of this one. And now what I think is happening is that we're going to continue this descent down here to the 382. Now the 382 is possibly the point where we get a bounce and then we get a larger move down. Or the other classic trading pattern would be this move goes further. And as a matter of fact, just to add in a little quib here, if it does break down to this point, then I think we'll retest the highs. We get a little bounce off of it. And then we head a little bit lower. And at that point, we should see a larger bounce. Okay? So in other words, if we break down from the 382, we're also breaking down the weekly structure. And so if we break down from here, then we should see a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 wave move lower for an impulse. All right, if we hold the 382, then we still have to respect the fact that the weekly structure is holding, and you could have a new high on the horizon. But with our cycles and such, I still think we'd get a lower high if we bounce off of that 382. So both scenarios are still intact until this is broken around 7,200 on SPX. Okay, but from now, I do think we got a reversal. We should see a little bit of a bounce. and maybe even a test of this. Maybe we're forming a channel here. So we'll put that there. Maybe it'll look something like that. Let's put this, let's keep a channel on there. All right, so maybe we go to test the top of this channel and fail one more time. If not, then we'll look for a lower high again. But I do think we get the bounce there. I'm looking at the lower time frame indicators. So let's go over to, well, first the VIX. I almost forgot about the VIX. The VIX is important because we found that low right at the daily cycle low. Ideal low was yesterday. Well, guess what? Yesterday we had that nice reversal candle on the VIX, and we have follow through today. So we got right here on the ideal low. That's magnificent. So I think the low is in, and then we're fighting with the 200. So we should see a pullback here. Maybe this 20 will be what holds the trend on our next move down. Maybe we'll see a little push down here, and that will be the SPX bouncing, and then we see continuation going on into next week. SPY. All right, SPY on the 65. I believe we left off right here. And so let me dig in a little closer. We had our peak up here in the in those Fibonacci extensions. We got a reversal, and now we're pushing back up, and we're getting a reversal again. Okay, and that was off the 786, and more precisely, and I can get rid of these. It was that area between the 786 and the 887. So that tells me, and it's also with that former resistance there as well from the Fibonacci. And I can move this up just a little bit higher. And this should be our equilibrium. So we have, let me go to the 65 like I said we should. It'd be easier to see. Okay. Change the color on this 887. It's resistance. So this zone, you see we rejected off of. Now we have a lower high. So I put a dashed line here, and we possibly could go back up here to test it. And then that would be on the, that would be a hanging man on the weekly time frame if that were to happen. But we shall see. We'll play the bounce a little bit. And then you'll have this lower edge here going into next week. So you still could fill this out a little bit more. And next week you have some sort of doji, but it doesn't have to. Just be prepared that you know, things can take time. All right. So since we had that very deep retracement, it doesn't mean it's not a 1-2 setup, but it does open up the fact that once again we could have this nice symmetrical A, B, and then a flat pattern for C wave that would be 100%, and that would bring us into that 720 area that we were talking about, 7,200, and that could be it. And then new highs, or a lower high for a larger degree A, and then you get your B, and then a much bigger C to the downside. All right, which I'm definitely leaning that way with the divergences and cycles and such. But as of, let's get rid of these now. If we need them, we can do that later. And we'll get, no screenshots, and we'll get this. And so in the near term, let's see if we can get a retracement to maybe that 786 again, and that would take us to this downtrend line once again. All right, so we'll be looking forward to, well, shoot, if we're gonna get to 750 is that dark pool, so that's gonna be a very important level. We don't have to get up to 752. So let's see what happens around 750. That would be a 1-2 setup. If we get a nice bounce into that, and that bounce could be tomorrow, and it could make it into Monday, could be the rest of the bounce perhaps, and we'll see what we get tomorrow. And yeah, from there I think we should break down, but we'll have to see. And so there's our OptionsTender look. Here's the RSI. We were oversold a little bit, and then that came out of it. We'll see where we go from here with the little bounce, and maybe we'll be in a downtrend. And then the slow stochastic already had its turn up here, and you have a positive sort of a positive divergence there if the low is in for a bounce. And then we have a full cycle to go to the downside. We get a 1-2-1-2 setup. We should see nice big moves to the downside. Here's our Bollinger Band. We did get into the bottom of the band being oversold. Now the RSI is different on this one because of the length that I use. I use 5 candles. I use 6 on the daily time or the 5 is for the daily time frame. I know we're not on there. I use 6 for the hourly because there's 6 bars in a day, and then 14 is just the regular setting, and so I do that for you guys. So the Bollinger Band, there was a buy set up there. Money flow. Oh, we're deeply oversold, so we should see a bounce coming up here. DMARC. 4 count. We had the 9 count, got a little bounce out of it, and then a nice big move to the downside. And Elliott Oscillator just coming down a little bit. Okay, so we'll give you a little bit of a pathway for the VIX. And we got our pullback. Here's our back test that we talked about. We went all the way back to that wedge right there, held on to it, so we can get rid of that arrow now. And I think we go to close this gap next. Now, if you want to get a little bit more granular, then we can add a little bit of a pullback. I don't know if we'll get all the way to the 17 area, but I'll leave that open. Come back here and then take off from there. So that's kind of the pathway I'll be looking for in the near term, and maybe we can start to draw an uptrend here. And so if it does, pull back hard enough and far enough, then maybe we can see something like that. Hold on to. It doesn't have to come all the way down there. There's definitely the 17 level could definitely hold on to there first. Okay. All right, you guys have a wonderful night. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'd love to see you in the Discord.